Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Monday, August 12th, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Pretty good. Not doing too bad at all.
Oh, man.
Having an Olympics withdrawal. Been watching Olympics, now it's over.
Yeah. Now basically back to just baseball for a couple of weeks, and you'll have college football and NFL.
WNBA start back up tonight.
Oh, that might. I
think it starts at.
I'm going to be starting back up soon.
Yeah, and then you got NASCAR started. You was telling me about that crazy race they had. I guess it was last night.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was watching. I watched quite a bit of it, but yeah, the finish was crazy.
What time was the race? Because I was looking for it in the afternoon. I never seen it on any channel.
Yeah, it was in the evening because I saw it was on when I got back home.
Was it on Fox?
USA.
USA. Okay, that's why I didn't look at USA.
Yeah, they're on USA and stuff now. That's why they were. That's why they took that break, because it was going to be. They're going to be on NBC and USA.
Okay. And NBC still had Olympics, so they was on USA.
That's why they're. That's why they took the break during the Olympics, was because of their TV deal with NBC and USA.
What do you think about the Olympics in the United States?
I mean, we had the most medals again, which I think they said we have every time since like 92. I think it was the last time we didn't.
I think we tied for.
We
gold.
tied for the golds, but we had close to like 40 more medals than any other country.
Yeah, we did well.
We could have had some more golds.
Did real well in track and field. Did pretty well, and of course, being you're big fans of the freestyle wrestling, did pretty well. We could have did better. Japan killed.
Yeah, the women done pretty good in wrestling. Our men's team kind of struggled.
Yeah, the women did well,
especially compared to like kind of what the expectations were going in. I think our men's team struggled a little bit. Women's team done pretty good and could have had, I think, a couple more do better. But they had two golds,
2 gold, a silver. So yeah, we did pretty well.
And they had a bronze too.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the men's team just could never get rolling, and Japan, that's crazy for them to kind of dominate the wrestling like they did. That's not something that happens all the time.
Yeah, they looked very good.
The men's and women's basketball team kind of squeaked by.
Yeah, they did. Both could say might be a little lucky.
if that France women's team could have hit any shots at all in that first half yesterday, they probably win that game. And then if it wasn't for a toe being on the line, that game
would have went to
went to overtime,
yeah.
and who knows what would have happened.
She had to get up court so quick. You know, she's just trying to get a shot off, and her foot was definitely over the line. It was a good game.
The men got luckier than hell to get to the gold medal game. They should have lost that game in Serbia when they were down 14 going into the fourth quarter.
Let's say house. How's it going? I don't see how Curry don't get the MVP.
I couldn't see it going either guy, but I kind of agree because I don't think they win the last two games. But if you look at the numbers, LeBron was more consistent every game because Steph didn't play very good the first couple games. I think he was only averaging like 8 or 9 points in the first couple games. Then he had a 36-point game and a 24-point game.
If you don't do what he did that semifinal game, they're not the gold medal game. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh no, I agree. I think Curry should have got it, but I think that's why they gave it to LeBron, just because his numbers were a little more consistent.
I think they give it to LeBron because of LeBron.
Well, that too.
That's just my opinion. And LeBron's great. I'm not trying to put him down. I just think Curry was more deserving.
Yeah. How I thought Serbia had him. I thought for sure they were going to lose that game. I was at the barber shop watching that game, waiting to get my hair cut. I thought for sure that they were going to lose that game. If Serbia could have hit, they had the same thing. They missed some open shots there in that fourth quarter that let them get back into it. Yeah, Glenn, that race was crazy. I was cracking up. I do, because as soon as that happened, I knew everybody was going to go crazy. And then they started interviewing them, some of them drivers right after the race. They were all called a chicken shit move and all this. But my thing is that almost any of them would have done the exact same thing in his situation. I mean, he's trying to make the playoffs. So I mean, but I can also understand a guy getting mad at you just straight wreck him too, and not just one, two. But Dylan had that race won if there would have been a caution with 2 laps left. I mean, he had like almost a 3-second lead.
Yeah, I gotta look up that clip. I want to check out that clip because I didn't see it.
Yeah, he hit that guy, hit him in the rear end, spun him out, then hit the other guy like in the side of his car. Got him out of the way and across the finish line. Oh, there was a lot of people mad. It was an exciting finish. The rest of the race, I mean, there weren't no cautions until that 2 laps left in the race. The only other cautions was the ones they take when they at the end of the stages. That was the only cautions there was till that right before the end of the race.
I did want to ask you a question about the Olympic basketball real quick too. To go back to that. Was you more surprised that the women? I wasn't surprised the men had some problems because I knew the men, some of the teams had gotten better. I was more shocked that the women had a little bit of problems. I thought they were still way ahead of the other women.
Yeah, I didn't think that championship game of the women would be very close. Really,
I was kind of surprised by that.
But to be honest, the men's game was a little closer than I thought it would be against France. I didn't think France had the guards to be able to keep up with the U.S. I thought once they got by that Serbia game, I thought the men's team was going to roll in the finals, and it was a lot closer game I thought. But yeah, the women surprised me. I thought they'd win probably by 15 or so.
Yeah, I did too. I wasn't expecting the women to have any problems. Did you say she's probably the best player in the game, Chris?
Yeah,
I think she is.
I think Wilson's probably the best player right now. No, House. I think Wilson's right now the best player in the game. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think Clark has a chance to get to that level eventually. But right now, the games I've watched, Asia Wilson's I think it's the best player in the league.
It's pretty dominant, pretty consistent too.
I'd like to see that team with Clark running the point and feeding the ball to Wilson and some of them other players and see what that would look like. I think that would be real interesting when you get all of them together. And I think with Clark's passing ability, she could have helped that team. But no, yeah. Right now, I would say Asia Wilson's the best in the league.
I didn't know this. I guess Olympic boxing's over. This was the last year for it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I read an article. I couldn't believe that.
I know baseball comes back in Olympics.
And I knew
next Olympics.
I know a lot of people had fun with the breaking and stuff, and I have no problem.
It's not going. I heard it's out of the Olympics.
Yeah, how could? Yeah, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but how could you have breaking over boxing? Boxing's got to be in there, and I'm not saying I don't want breaking either, but I don't know personally. It's a personal opinion. I don't think skateboarding should be in over boxing or.
Yeah, I didn't know they were taking boxing. I knew they were adding like five new sports for the next Olympics, and baseball was one of them. Softball, cricket.
But yeah, cricket's big over all around the world.
I forget what else, but there was five of them. McAfee was talking about it earlier.
Yeah, the article.
I guess breaking's. I guess breaking's out for the next Olympics. I guess they already announced it. I guess they had already made that decision before these Olympics even started. So why have it for just one Olympics?
I think it's kind of fun event. I have no problem with being there, personally. I mean, I didn't see a whole lot of it. I seen some people talking about it online. It seemed like they enjoyed it, so I have no problem with that. But how does boxing not be in the Olympics?
No, I agree.
And it's not one of the United States' strongest sports, but still. That's the article I read last night.
Huh. Yeah, like I said, I hadn't read anything, but I knew that they were saying today they were adding five new sports, which I was kind of surprised they took baseball out of the Olympics. What the hell they tried to take wrestling out of the Olympics? That's the damn oldest sport.
Yeah,
they tried to take it out of the Olympics.
Yeah, they did.
Let's take wrestling out and put video games in. Which I have nothing against video games. I mean, there's a lot of great video game players out there, but to me, you don't take boxing out for breakdancing. You don't take if you're going to have breakdancing and you're going to have the video games and all that. That's cool, but don't take out these other sports, especially like wrestling. And boxing's probably been in there forever.
Yeah, I watch a lot of wrestling, a lot of boxing. Tried to watch the taekwondo, but I couldn't get into it. Watched a little bit of the judo. Loved the weightlifting. Of course, a lot of track and field and gymnastics.
I watched a little bit of all of it, but wrestling's what I made sure I tuned into and really kept track of.
Big Lynn wants I race in the Olympics. I'm sure you do, man.
Hey, never know that it might be one day.
What year was it when they tried to take wrestling out?
I can't remember the exact year. It's been what,
was it around 2000? 96 was the Olympics where Angle was there, and that was in Atlanta.
I think it was like 2000, maybe 2004.
Okay, I remember that
because 2000 was when that's when the Olympic trials was here in Indy. That's when I went to the Olympic trials in Indy in 2000. So it was after that. So I think it was either 04 or 08, somewhere around there. I can't remember the exact. Remember how everybody was signing petitions and all kinds of stuff to try to keep it in the Olympics. Hey, the way some of these sports Olympics are with these judges, I think that's already predetermined anyway. So
yeah, it could be.
Hell, you could add some pro wrestling in there; it'd be all right.
Well, they still got controversy over gymnastics, where they give that United States girl a bronze, and then they're giving 3 girls a bronze because the scoring was all jacked up.
At first, they said that she had to give her bronze back.
I guess they're giving all three of them a bronze. I guess there was some problems with scoring.
Yeah, they didn't have their
Stop.
I guess they didn't have her Pablo. I guess they didn't have her starting difficulty right.
Yep. Didn't have it in there or something, or yeah.
They had it 10th off. They had it as something 0.8, and it was supposed to be at 0.9, and that 10th is what kept her from getting the bronze. When they fixed that 10th of the point put her.
I got to see some pole vaulting, and I got to see an Olympic record. And heck, me and your mom was going crazy. We was up on our feet yelling. What in the United States? I think the person was from Sweden that broke the world record. It was pretty cool. Pole vaulting was cool. I can remember. I don't know if I've told you about your Uncle Steve being in our backyard when I was a little kid, and they're getting over little cane poles, and they would pole vault, and hell, Steve could do 12, 13 feet, and with old cane poles in the backyard. They put mattresses down, and he told me they used to do it over at Walnut Field too. They used to do it over there in another place, but I remember in the backyard. Steve, he's crazy anyway. So,
okay, thanks for joining us, John. I just saw he's making some comment. John Suggs making comment, but he said that baseball and softball, cricket, flag football, lacrosse, and squash are the sports that they're adding for the next Olympics.
So we take out boxing, and we have flag football. I've heard of squash. I don't know a lot about it.
Lacrosse and cricket, which I know lacrosse is pretty big too.
I was 4. Damn, I'm old.
John said that he can't believe that some of the radio stations are saying that this was the best men's basketball team.
Ain't even close.
He thought saw them struggle 2 games, and that last game looked a little iffy in that first half. Yeah, like I said, the last game surprised me. It was as close as it was, but they got luckier in hell to beat Serbia the way that game ended up playing out.
The only thing that's hard to judge, I don't think the foreign teams was near as strong as when we had.
No. So
it's hard to compare. But I think the team of Jordan and them guys were the best team. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, House. Yeah, they are getting. Yeah, it is going to be flag football in the Olympics. I knew that was one of them.
What was the other ones again? Flag football, squash,
cricket,
which it's big worldwide. I can see that. What? We didn't have lacrosse this year?
I don't think so.
I thought we had lacrosse.
And that's a pretty big. That's
big.
Pretty big sport.
Pretty big worldwide too.
And then baseball and softball, they combine that one.
I agree, but I think baseball and softball should be in the Olympics.
Well, when they took softball at the Olympics, wasn't that the same year as the wrestling? If I remember right,
maybe
it was the same year that they was wanting to take wrestling out. It was the same year they took out like softball and baseball. If I remember right.
How do you put flag football in and boxing not be in it? It's nuts.
Hell, they need to take taekwondo out if you ain't letting anybody kick some fucking body. Put boxing back in.
I tried to watch some of that. And
I didn't even try to watch it this year. After that last Olympics, when they disqualified, took a medal away for a guy because they said he kicked him too hard. Like, I can't watch this. That's a heck of a shot, too.
I watched judo, watched Japan in the team event against France, and was shocked that France beat Japan in judo. And then come to find out, I think it was the second Olympics in a row that France had won. I didn't know that. They had a great big dude, man. And come down to him, and it was pretty interesting.
All right. Well,
what do you think, Chris? Would a U.S. baseball team have a chance? Well, are they going to load it up with players, or how would they do that?
Yeah. See, I don't know if they're going to use pro players or if they'll try to use
being the fact that these
quote unquote amateurs.
Being the fact that this is going to be in the next Olympics is going to be in L.A., I'd load that team up. Wouldn't you?
Only thing is
will baseball take?
Is baseball going to I don't think baseball is going to take a 2 week or more break for players to miss games, and the Olympics are right in the middle of baseball's major league season. So I would say it's probably going to be more college players
and maybe some vets.
Maybe some. I mean, you might be able to get some minor league guys. You might be able to talk some of these teams into giving up some of their minor league guys, but hell, that's in the middle of minor league season as well. So yeah, probably more vets and more like college guys because the college season's over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's what for us to have a chance to win it, we'd have to have our best pros, and I don't know if we'd win it then against, like he said, Dominican Republic and
Japan
and some of these other teams. But if we're just sending college players and guys aren't playing in MLB anymore, I don't think we'll have a real good chance. But I say that, but the other countries will have some of them. Other countries are going. Dominican Republic will have that same problem as well, though, because players from there they're playing Major League Baseball wouldn't be able to play for them.
Well, there was some kind of football in the Olympics this year or something, because I know McAfee was talking about how the United States got killed. Maybe it was an introduction.
No, it wasn't Olympics. That was
World Championships or something.
Yeah, it was some kind of national team, and it was like a world championship thing.
We got our ass kicked.
Yeah,
everybody. Yeah. And McAfee was going on about it.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks before the Olympics. But yeah, it was a U.S. national team, and it was some kind of championship thing they played in, and yeah, they got killed.
You think they could take some pro players and put them in the flag football? You know, some receivers and quarterback and put them in the flag football. Do you think the NFL would do that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what McAfee and them was asking today. Like, who's going to be the players? Who's the top 3 guys from the U.S. and the pros you would send? Ooh. Yeah. Most of the players, you're right. A lot of the players are international.
The guy from the Dodgers, would he play for Japan?
That's what I'm saying. If pro players are allowed to, he probably would. He'd probably play for Japan, I would say.
Who's the best pitcher right now? Let's say Mr. Jones.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look, because most of the players are, and this is going to sound bad, but most of the players that are coming to my head is our foreign players.
Mookie Betts. Well, right now, Hunter Green for the Reds this last month has just been.
Well, he's been good all year, but the last month has been crazy.
He's been crazy how good he's been.
Yeah, that'd be interesting though. But it'd be real interesting. But if they're going to do baseball in the Olympics, I don't think unless somehow they can get Major League Baseball to take a break. I just don't see them doing that. But like I said, none of the other countries will have some of their top players.
Where would De La Cruz play?
Yeah, I would say probably for where he's from, but I'm not. I guess he could play either.
Yeah.
I was thinking him, but I was like, well.
Yeah, you don't know. That's an interesting subject.
Like Aaron Judge. He'd probably won. Trout, if he was healthy. That dude can't ever stay healthy.
Yeah, I don't know if the owners would lose a lot of money, wouldn't they? I mean, if you're missing 2 weeks of games, you're talking at least what? At the bare minimum, 8 games, 9, 10 games?
I was gonna say it'd be
bare minimum 10 games.
Yeah. If you have U.S. citizenship, they could play for U.S., but like Joel Embiid did, he could have played for either, and he played for U.S. and he got booed the whole damn time by all them fans there in France, but he got See, I agree, House, because I think they lose some of the momentum that they had because, like you said, that it started back up tonight,
I
maybe.
think it's maybe tonight.
I mean, I didn't even know. I hadn't even paid attention. I didn't even know when it was going to start back, when it started back up for sure. And I've watched quite a bit of the Fever games. So yeah, so I agree. I think they've lost that. It's going to cost them a little bit of their momentum. That's why I think they should have put Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese on that Olympic team, because I think that would have helped them keep a little bit of that momentum, just because all the eyeballs that would
Yeah, I don't know when it's
would have tuned into that.
Fever don't-
Even if they weren't getting that much playing time, I just think they lost a chance to try to help keep that momentum going a little bit during that break.
Fever don't start back to the 16th. That's Friday. So it may be Friday to give some of these players that were playing on the Olympics a rest. So it may be you're talking about losing three weeks or more.
Yeah, I don't see baseball. I don't see them talking baseball, because baseball's not like these other sports where they make all this money off TV deals. Baseball's a lot of their TV deals is more regional. You know what I mean? They don't. I mean, think about it. It's not like all the other sports where there's 30 games nationally televised. There's only a couple of baseball games that are nationally televised. The rest of them are all regional markets. They don't have that big as the big TV deal like some of these other sports. And you know, with the TV deal being spread on so many different networks with baseball, because all the regional networks and stuff. I mean, you're asking a lot of people to take a break.
I didn't look at the ratings, but what do you think the most popular sport, as far as being watched, is in the Olympics? What's the most popular sport as far as people watching at home?
I don't know. I would probably say track and field, but I'm not.
I know women's gymnastics is popular. I think a lot of people watch the basketball. I wonder what that is. I'm gonna have to do a little research on that tonight. I haven't heard how the ratings have been for the Olympics. I watched all mine, 90% of mine on Peacock.
Yeah, that's what I agree, House. That's what I was saying too. Because if you had them there, even if they're not playing, all these sports shows would have been talking about them every day, and it would have kept the WNBA in the spotlight somewhere. Now, nobody's been talking about the WNBA for 2-3 weeks. Jones said probably track and field. I I forget what the exact number was, but that the men's basketball game against France and Serbia both done real good numbers.
I didn't realize how big that stadium was where the track and field was. They said it held 70,000 people.
I know one of the least attended.
You told me that.
One of the least attended events that they had was the U.S. Women's basketball games. I don't know about the championship game with France being in it, but I know that their other games was some of the most lowest had the lowest live attendance. No, I agree. I agree, House, but I think she's going. I think this year's going, with all the attention WNBA is getting, that hopefully she'll start drawing some more attention, because more people are watching and finally going to see how good she is. Jones said, according to Bleacher Report, gymnastics is number 1, track is 2.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I did just read this. The U.S. men's basketball team victory over France averaged 19.5 million viewers on NBC and Peacock. That ranks as the most watched gold medal game since 1996 Atlanta Olympics.
Yeah, I knew they said that the numbers was real good. All right. Well, we didn't do a show Friday. My picks on Thursday, I went 2-2. So that puts me at 441 and 385. My picks for today's baseball games, I'm gonna go Cincinnati Reds plus 1.5. Yeah, I didn't watch I watched a little bit of the men's game. I watched quite a bit of the women's game the other day, but I didn't see much of the men's game.
I watched a lot of the
I watched
beach.
almost all the men's semifinal game, but the championship game, that was on Saturday. Yeah, it was on Saturday. I was busy. I was out. Didn't get to watch. I saw a little bit of a couple minutes of it live, and then I watched some of the highlights and stuff later.
I watched a lot of the beach volleyball too. Yeah, I seen that. Like Hal said, swimming was 3, track and field 2, water polo 5. That's a kind of a shock. Women's soccer, that don't surprise me. For
Tell you what,
soccer's
man,
pretty
that
popular.
water polo is crazy. The way, I don't know how they can tread water for that damn long.
Oh, either.
You gotta be in some crazy ass shape for that.
I agree.
But I'm gonna take the Reds plus 1.5 at home against the Cardinals. Have Abbott on the mound. Cardinals have Gray on the mound, though. He's been one of their better pitchers, and he's a former Red, so I'm sure that's going to be a game he's been looking forward. But I think I like the Reds at home, and Reds did get some momentum yesterday, picking up a win. So, and then I'm going to take the Astros money line on the road at the Tampa Bay Rays. Astros have Valdez on the mound. He's been pitching real well this season. I think that he's going to shut the Rays down. Take Blue Jays money line at home against the Angels. Angels just have too many injuries, like always. And then I'm going to take the Braves on the money line at home against, or on the road against the Giants. Braves have Sell on the mound, and Sell's been unbelievable pitching all season.
Yeah, he has.
Giants have Blake Snell on the mound. Snell pitched a no-hitter last week against the Reds. So we'll see what his next start looks like after pitching after throwing almost 120 pitches. So I could see him maybe not having his best stuff tonight, and then he's going against one of the guys that probably, I would say, has a great chance of winning the Cy Young right now in Sell.
Yep.
So that's going to be my the 4 picks I have: Reds plus 1.5, Astros money line, Blue Jays money line, and the Atlanta Braves in the money line.
Okay, my picks for tonight, I've got Minnesota money line at home against Kansas City. I have the Yankees money line on the road against the White Sox. I've got San Diego at home money line against Pittsburgh. I've got Atlanta money line on the road against San Francisco, and then I've got the Dodgers on the road money line against Milwaukee. The Milwaukee pretty good, but I'm gonna give the Dodgers a try.
All right. Well, did you have anything else for today?
Everybody check out our show tonight at 6:30. Gonzo's Wrestling Room. Should be a lot of fun. Have a lot of stuff to talk about. So check that out, 6:30.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us today. We'll see you guys tonight, like he said, at 6:30 for GWR. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, X, Instagram, Twitch, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. And we'll see you guys tomorrow right around 3.